Hello, I am Alexandra here. We just took our 6 o'clock class here at the hot room.
6 a.m.
It's 6 o'clock. Did I say 6 p.m.?
No, 8.
Okay, 6 a.m. I'm here with my yoga dad, Ashish. Oh my goodness. This gentleman right here, ever since I started coming to the hot room, what, 2020? Was it 2020? 2021? I think it was 2021. Always has been very accepting and welcoming to everybody that comes into this space. He is like such a humanitarian. I think that's the Aquarius in him. Willing to take anybody under his wing and show them and kindly correct them, and I don't never feel a type of way when you correct me, because I know it's very genuine and it's coming from the heart.
Yes.
So his little girls, my sisters, they're just so cool and just so he's just so loving to them, and that's how he just treats everybody. Like, you're just like a dad for all.
Thank
so
you.
I want to say I love you.
I love you.
Thank you for all that you do for everyone, if we don't say it enough. So what do you do, and what made you? Give us a little introduction about, because I gave you an introduction, but tell us about you.
About me. Okay, let's see. I work for my wife, as you know.
Yeah, my mom.
My wife is the visionary behind the hot room, and there's a point when we started the hot room first where we thought we were teaching yoga, but in fact, a couple of years into it, we discovered that we weren't actually teaching yoga. We were building communities, and we just happened to do it through yoga. And it was exactly what you said about bringing people together, providing them with a safe space within which to exist, to learn to breathe, because that's the only thing that you need to know, is to learn how to breathe. Everything else is optional. And so in that breath work, and then the postures are great too, which is where you are amazing at. The postures are all optional, but those help you kind of get into your body, right? So, but the breath work is where it is, and providing a space for that for people of all shapes and sizes and colors and ethnicities and backgrounds and orientations and everything has been our calling, has become our calling, and we've discovered our calling, rather, right? Because you think you have one, and then you're like, wait, that's not what it is, and you refine it, and this is where we are today. So it's 10 years this year that we've been open.
Turn up hot room. Okay, we see you.
So yeah.
So with doing that and creating this space, what made you? I know this is the calling, but what made you? When did you find out, and what made you want to do this? What drove you? What were you doing before?
So I was a executive in a pharmaceutical company before. My wife, who I met there, was in HR for the same company, and we had gone overseas for an assignment, and then on the way back, she decided that she was going to open up a hot yoga studio. One of the reasons was that it was just truly benefiting her in her life. Once you discover something like that, you want to give it out to people. And when we came back in Indianapolis after such a long time, it's still not here, then we wanted to bring it to people as a result of it. And it really just works. Everything from, she was pregnant and she did the yoga, other people who were, maybe had hip issues or back issues or just plain, one of these people, mental health issues, and we have a place to go to be able to give ourselves some time to be able to just breathe. It's not a cure-all, because the cure is within you, right? But this is something that helps and contributes towards that cure, and it is a way to sort of reshape your inside in your mind, and I really think it works. And so it's actually almost, we feel morally obligated to share this, because if we don't, then we're keeping it from people who could feel a lot better. And we've had a lot of success stories here, as you've been a witness to a lot of them as well. So
I have been one of them.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, okay. So 10 years, I was gonna ask how long you've been doing it, but you already answered that. Were you doing any type of yoga before your, like, how did you start practicing?
Oh, I very reluctantly I started practicing. Yeah, I was in New York in school, and my wife at the time, well, she wasn't my wife yet, but she started to go to this hot yoga place, and wanted me to go with her, and I went, and it was had to be true love because I was not going to go back again after the first class, and I went the second, I think the third class, I threw up in class, and I was like, this is awful, you know, and I'm Indian, right? So I'm like, this is I should be able to do this, but it's not about that, right? It's about just where your mind is and your body is at the time. But after the third or fourth class, it just kind of clicked. You know, the breathing definitely was something that I still train myself on, but it definitely helped me with regards to school. It helped me in regard to just calm my mind, focus a little bit more, and then it just kind of went from there. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, did you ever think about like becoming in business? I know you were in the corporate world before, and then now you're business owners, entrepreneurs, and like you were saying, like, I didn't know that HJ was a part of the HR department, but she is such like a organized leadership, you know, and it's so good because her mind is so brilliant. So to, like you said, the knowledge and doing, you know, she's definitely not a knowledge hoarder at all. She's
No.
very like giving of the information that she
Yeah.
has, and very like just smart. You guys
Yeah.
are both so smart. So like with doing that, like what obstacles did you have like coming into business and doing like the entrepreneurial part from the corporate world?
Yeah, you know, it's a great question. You know, we're both people of color, and coming into Indianapolis, into this arena, we were pregnant for the second time, and going out and trying to convince people even to let us lease a space was really difficult, where people would be, I remember this one guy said to me, he's like, you think you and your pregnant wife are going to set up a place that's going to be heated up and people are going to come to do exercise in it? And I said yes, and he narrowed it down to this like very basics of a thing, but that's all he could comprehend, and he said he's not going to support it. So we didn't get the space, which was great because that's not where we were meant to be, right? We were meant to be here.
I know you probably looking back like.
Yeah, and yeah, so that was hard. I think, you know, getting funding was really hard initially. We weren't able to get funding either, and we just didn't know where to even get started. And so a lot of what we did was empty our bank accounts, and we did it, and we went for it. And not a lot of people can do that. We were lucky to be able to have that opportunity because of our previous jobs and things like that. But it's hard for minorities, especially new to the area, because she's from Seattle, from the New York City area, and to come here and to start something new without having any kind of history. But even then, in general, it was just a little bit harder. But we have enjoyed so much support since then from our patrons, you know, and it's been really great because this is the first place, right? This was our first studio. There's 5 now, and you know, the first year we're like, what is it? Are people going to like this? Are they going to see the benefits? And slowly but surely, you know, she managed to pull it off the ground, and it was great. But it was hard, and it is hard. It still is hard for minorities, I think, no matter where you are. But it's better to go in with eyes wide open and know that that's going to be the case. Now we have other friends in the area who are allies and other minorities who we can sort of lean on, we can help and support as well, to help them to come up with their business and promote them. And you know, that being said, there's amazing people out there in general, you know, minorities are not, and we've been very lucky to be able to get to and help those people, you know, be on our side. So.
Okay, that's awesome. I saw, like, that's what I like about the hot room. Like you said, it's 5 locations, and like you do offer the 3 classes, the 26 and 2 style yoga, and then vinyasa style and Pilates style. And a lot of places, either like, as I've traveled, they're either don't have the Bikram and they just have Pilates and Vinyasa, or they don't have they only have Bikram. So to be able to have that variety in so many different places, and to be here for a long time, to just that like you're gonna have a space that when I come home, like I can go see my people. It's just so like amazing that you guys are doing that for us. And as you look at the hot room space, like what do you want other people to view and take, like even with you, like what do you want people to view you as a business owner in this space, and here in this business in this space, what do you want them to receive from that and see you guys from that?
I think that anything we can do to help support in terms of use the example to say, okay, yes, this is possible to do. There was a lot of people who were naysayers, and you'll encounter those no matter what you do. But if you have your true north and your true sort of purpose, everything else will come into that alignment as well. And yes, it's going to be hard. It's damn hard. It's still hard, but it is that true north that kind of gets me up in the morning, that lets me teach a 6 a.m. class and bring the energy so that I know that there's, how many, we had like 30 people in class today.
Yes.
How are we going to get them going and out the door so they can conquer their world, and just to have that available and know that there's possibilities out there. There's amazing people out there like you who are able to do amazing things. And so, to nurture that and to fuel that spirit and fire. So.
Yes, okay. So I have been coming here, like I said, since 2020. And when I did come, it was a couple months in. I think I had my 6 months point, and I was on my mat, and AJ was like, I think that you should look into teaching. Like, do you want to teach Pilates? And I was like, okay. Like, and it was just such a shock because I didn't think that I was good enough to even do. Like, I thought I still think like today, like, oh, I could do this better or whatever. As a growing yoga doer, a yogi practicing, you've seen me grow.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
And so as I'm stepping into this space, how do you view me in going into my business space? Like, what advice could you give me?
I think that a lot of young and up and coming entrepreneurs have a level of self-doubt, which you just kind of shared a little bit as well, and if I could help people to just jump and know that there will be appropriate levels of help there, I would definitely do that. I mean, you have help from us, you know us. You can come back and say, I need. How do I do this? What do I do for payroll? How do I want to hire for my first person, or I want to help negotiate this deal. What do I do? All those things. You have us, and you have others to help. And for other entrepreneurs who may not have access to other small business owners, there's always local sort of small business assistance that's available. Mm-hmm. So the Small Business Association actually has a group that is for free. They will review your business plan. They will provide you feedback on it. They will sort of see you through. They will get you in touch with lenders, and they will get you in touch with people to be able to move things forward. And so know that there's other resources that are local, likely, that are available. You just got to look for them. And but otherwise, use your network. You have, you're a smart person. You have a lot of people who know what you're doing and will give you advice or anything, from that perspective. So I wouldn't be afraid of and starting out small. We started out here, we had 3 classes a day for, I think 5 or 6 days a week. And now we have 35 classes a day per location. And 7 days a week, more than 35 classes. And so that tells you that there is that trajectory and that growth is definitely possible. And then along the way, you will attract the right people. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's something that caused us to come together,
mm-hmm.
Whether you came to that class that morning, into Agent's class, or whenever it was, when she saw you and she's like, let's figure it out, and, but yeah, and then also just be open to letting it happen. Don't tell yourself a story about why it's not. Tell yourself a story about how amazing it's going to be. So, Yeah, it's like Tiana, the Princess and the Frog, and she thinks of that place. I love that because that's what my girls look at and be like, look at what she dreams it. She puts it into the universe and it happens, right? So
when it's up, it's up.
Yeah.
Keep thinking about it. Yeah. Well, I want to say, because that was when I asked, what would you tell me? I think you told other entrepreneurs the same thing, that I would need to hear, that it's people out here, don't be resistant to the information and to the change that's going to come with it. And you make people leave. Like when I'm in class, you're like, come on, Alex, let's go. Come on. Like you're with it and tell me, like, you push me farther. So being around that community and network of people that are, going to correct you and tell you, but push you and motivate you, kindly guide you, and, give you that information and know that it's information there. I think that's, sums it up to what you would tell other people as you would tell me. So thank you so much for that information. Is there anything else, like in closing, you would say?
No, I guess just from the entrepreneurial spirit perspective, just don't give up. There are going to be times when it's going to seem like, what the heck did I do, and why, and how am I going to get out of this? But that is part of the process. So trust in the process. Don't just let it blindly happen to you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be aware of it, and then look for help and know that it's out there. It's out there to help you. So, do it and kill it. And I know you are. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and your help and all the things you do. I cannot tell you thank you enough, because you have been like a big part of my experience in my growth journey. So, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I appreciate your time for this interview. You will see more of him. I'll be around the high room. Every time I come through, come on. It's no place like home. It's no place like here. So make sure you come to the high room. We got Fishers, downtown, Bloomington, North Shore in Chicago. Come see us. And bye for now. You guys be safe. And like, subscribe, and share to Nursing for Nurses.
Make it an awesome
and
day.
The high room.
Yes.
Mindfully. Thank you. Peace.